Welcome back. I'm talking with former NHLer Mike Weaver. Mike, you've now entered the world of small business. You have two ventures, Coach Them and Defense First. Let's talk about Defense First. Tell us about this.
Well, I'm going to tell you the first time that we ended up doing it. I remember I was at Michigan. No, it was I turned pro, so it was a year into it. I'm just like, I just wanted to give back to the game of hockey and a little fun thing in the summertime. So we ended up going and creating Defense First. The first year we ended up failing, so we ended up just doing a generic hockey school, and it didn't. We had 3 people sign up, and so I ended up going back to the drawing board. I'm like, what do I do very unique? And you know what? I thought the game. So it basically turned into a thinking defensive camp. And it's pretty amazing. I've had it for 23 years. We have people coming from all over the world, and it's very difficult to go and teach defense. It's a lot easier to throw a puck on the ice and go and score, but to teach the player to go and take back control of the game. A lot of people go and teach angling. I teach influencing, because that's basically what you're doing. You're influencing the game of hockey, just kind of like what you do in the business world.
So, Mike, you had mentioned your first attempt at a hockey school failed. What did you learn from that you can share as advice for other people trying to start a new venture?
Well, you want to do something different than other people. Mine was a generic hockey school, and you gotta have a little angle on everything. I looked at all the hockey schools out there, and there wasn't really a defensive training school in a thinking camp. So it's something that you then from there you go, and I think that's probably why it's had such a long career. I was able to go and look at what I was doing on the ice, and I was able to go and reverse engineer it and put it into in a way that the kids understood it.
So tell us about that. What difference does Best Defense make from other hockey schools? You mentioned that you're just focusing on defense. Is there any other characteristics that make it different from hockey schools?
Well, what we do is we teach from the defensive side, but these are all applied to all the different areas. So instead of read and react, we're all about initiating and dictating. If you are here, what's an opposition player going to do? Well, they're going to go opposite of you. So if you're able to go and stand where you don't want them to go, well, they're going to go to where you are going to go. It's almost like the magician. He has his hand going here, and he's trying to get you to pay attention to this, but really the magic's actually happening down here. And that's kind of what we're doing. We're giving the players a plan, because up to this point, they're just basically chasing the puck like a dog, a Labrador retriever chases the tennis ball.
So, Mike, you've overcome adversity, first because of your size and playing professional hockey, and second, the first failure of your first business. What characteristics do you think you have to keep you pushing forward and overcoming that adversity?
Well, I think coming up with an angle on it. You don't, like I said, you don't want to be the same guy that comes to market. You want to be something. You want to have a little edits, a little bit different. I think that's, you got to come up with the angle, and that's kind of how I ended up coming with the angle. As being a defenseman, like as far as relating it to sports, sports teaches us amazing things. With sports, you can't have all fighters, you can't have all goal scorers, and you can't have all playmakers. You got to have a little bit of everything, and that's one of the things that if you are coming into market and you are sending out everything in a brown box, why can't you send it out in a white box that makes you different? So somebody goes into the FedEx area, and they see in the mailroom, and they see a whole bunch of brown boxes, but they see your white box, and that is just something, creating a little bit of something different that it basically is unique to yourself.
So we have about a minute left. Love to hear what your vision is for Best Defense. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Well, I'm going to say that obviously the last couple of years we had to go and transition to a lot of different, a lot of pivots, a lot of different ways of doing it a little bit differently. But obviously we're all over the world. We have people coming from Russia, Sweden, Denmark. So it's something that we are going to be pivoting a little bit more to more of the hitting aspect, being able to be a little bit more comfortable with players going and having body contact, receiving it, and creating more safety in the game.
Okay,
And like
I need to hold you there because we need to go to commercial break. We'll be right back on Canadian Innovators.